Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. Today we have another Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom figure to review, and it's actually not just one, it's a whole bunch. It is this, and this is the Mini Dino Battle Damage Dinosaur Collection. It's about 15 figures, it says there. So yeah, it's pretty cool looking, so let's open this sucker up and see what we got inside. Now I just got them out of the thing, and actually one thing that I notice here that's pretty cool is there's actually a little thing here to connect this. So if you want to keep them in this, you can actually close the bag here at the top and then just store all your little dinosaur figures in here, which is pretty awesome in my opinion. And you can see here on the back of the packaging that you get a nice little shot of all the dinosaurs that are included. So definitely pretty cool. Nicely done packaging. So overall the entire packaging of this looks awesome. I also love that it has a little nod here. I don't know if that's supposed to be the Indoraptor there on the front, but my guess would be maybe the Indominus. So it's a nice little nod to Jurassic World. And one thing that is awesome, if you look at this little white figure here, they have actually included an Indominus Rex. So I'll keep my fingers crossed that Mattel actually makes an Indominus Rex figure for this new Jurassic World lineup that's not just this little mini one. Definitely something that I think would be awesome. This is how the figures come. They all come in this little plastic thing. I just basically open it up, and there they are for everyone to see. Looking back here, you almost can't even see the Indominus because he's the same color, basically clear color as the packaging. So it almost looks like that's just an empty slot. But yeah, they all look pretty cool, so let's get them all out of the package. So there they all are, and they all look really quite nice, I must say. The only thing that I feel like that these figures are really missing is, for some reason, they haven't colored the eyes. Like, none of them at all have any type of eye color. And the majority of them are pretty much just an individual color. They didn't really do too much as far as different shades or anything like that. Like, even the Allosaurus here, he didn't have his frill painted at all. So if you are good at painting and want something to do, I feel like buying this pack and then maybe giving these guys a more realistic paint job, an actual decent paint job, could make these things look absolutely incredible. Because as of right now, they really don't have anything at all as far as paint on them. They really don't have much at all as far as paint. I mean, the T-Rex, you can see he's got that darker brown on the top and then the lighter brown on the bottom. So he's one of the few. And then Blue, of course, here has his blue stripe. And the Indoraptor has his yellow stripe, but overall, I don't really see any color on any of the other ones aside from that. But that is not in any way, shape, or form to say that they look bad, because they don't. And although they keep falling here, some of them, it is definitely not anything to do with the figures, because the figures actually are really stable, but this area that I review these on is pretty unstable, so they're not balancing out too well. I'm not going to sit here and review each and every figure as far as detail goes, but I will give you guys a nice shot of each and every figure here, so let's take a look at them. We'll start with the Stygimoloch. You can see he looks very nice, the beautiful detail all over the place. So again, he's got these big feet that most of them have, but I think he looks quite nice. Beautiful detail all over. So with maybe a custom paint job, I think these little figures with how much detail is honestly in them could look insanely nice. Then we've got the Allosaurus. You can see he looks very good as well. Beautiful detail all over. Absolutely awesome. Then there's Blue, which his feet are very, very large. Almost cartoonishly large on this little figure, but he still looks pretty darn good. The T-Rex, who also looks very nice in my opinion. Again, those big feet, but these figures are so small they kind of need those big feet to stand, and this guy looks awesome as well. Beautiful Baryonyx. I'm very, very impressed with just how much detail is put into these figures for being so small. The Pteranodon. And actually looking at the Pteranodon, you can see that there is a little bit of variation in color that I actually didn't see previously because I was holding him like this, looking at the front. If you look on the back, the wings definitely have a little bit of brown on them, so that's pretty cool. They did add a little bit of color onto this guy. The Triceratops, which I think looks phenomenal. This Triceratops is just jaw-droppingly beautiful because it looks exactly, in my opinion, how it looks in the Jurassic Park movies, especially in the Lost World. I feel like this is a perfect representation of the Lost World Triceratops. And this thing has just tons and tons of detail. This Triceratops is unbelievably nice. Probably my favorite of the whole bunch. Then you've got the Taurus, which, funny enough, the Taurus's pose is, in my opinion, pretty much identical to the Taurus. So that is very interesting. They literally have pretty much the exact pose from the Taurus. So it's pretty cool, but I don't know. Definitely a Papo-ish pose, maybe even a Sideshow-ish pose. It really, really looks like those two figures. Then you've got the Allosaurus. Something that's interesting that I actually haven't really been paying attention to until right now is that these are the battle damage minifigures, but some of them don't have any battle damage at all. Like the Taurus doesn't, the Triceratops doesn't, even the Baryonyx doesn't, but only some of them do. The Allosaurus is one of them that does have battle damage, and honestly, not too many of them actually have it, which in my opinion isn't a bad thing because I'm not too big of a fan of the battle damage stuff that's on them right now. These little just splotches of paint. It's interesting, kind of cool to switch them up, but it's not that amazing to me. Here's the Apatosaurus, and the Apatosaurus really looks quite nice. The only thing that I think is wrong with him is his tail is so short, but overall he looks pretty good. I would love for them to make an Apatosaurus figure out of the larger toys, something that they have not ever done, that I can recall anyway. There's a nice, beautiful Stegosaurus. The Stegosaurus has just tons of detail all over it. This is about as equal to the Triceratops in my opinion as far as detail, although I kind of like the Triceratops a little better. But either way, this looks fantastic. And one thing that I can say that I really do love about this is it doesn't really have the same pose that I saw on the Jurassic World Stegosaurus, because a lot of them kind of had their tail closer to the ground, almost dragging their tails on the ground. And this one has the pose that I absolutely love with the tail really high up in the air. Love that. Then there's the Metriacanthosaurus. He looks very nice as well. He also has battle damage. The Indoraptor, which looks awesome. Beautiful sculpt. And I really like the paint as well. He looks very cool, very shiny and glossy. And then the Indominus, which is awesome to see an Indominus figure here by Mattel. He doesn't look exactly, in my opinion, as he looked in Jurassic World, but he still looks very, very cool. And honestly, just this little figure alone is probably better than any of the Indominus figures that Hasbro had released. So already off to a good start. I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed that they do eventually make one of these as a bigger figure. And then probably the star of the show as far as this mini pack here is the gigantic Mosasaurus. And it's not that he's gigantic, because I mean, you can see him here in my hand, he's pretty small, but compared to these other guys, he's pretty big. And one thing that is cool is he actually does have a articulated jaw, and the detail on the inside of the mouth is beautiful as well. They even got those little teeth on the upper part of the mouth, so great job here on this Mosasaurus as well. He has tons of detail, beautifully sculpted, absolutely phenomenal. And this Mosasaurus alone is better than anything that Hasbro had released the entire run of Jurassic World. So Mattel is kicking the crap out of Hasbro. So there you have it, guys. That's what these guys look like. I'm not going to measure every single one of them because that feels like it would take quite a while, and they're all pretty small figures, like I said. I'll give you a quick size comparison with the Papo T-Rex just for an idea of about how big they are. And now he just knocked some of them over, but you can see that's the Papo T-Rex. So they're pretty small, but they are so highly detailed and so nicely done. If you got around to painting some of these yourself, man, these things could look very, very nice. They could look quite incredible. So Mattel kicking the crap, as I said, out of Hasbro with everything that they are releasing this year. Another beautiful release by Mattel for the new Jurassic World 2 Fallen Kingdom movie. Absolutely awesome figures. Cannot recommend these enough. So definitely head to your local Walmart. I think this is about $10 only for all 15 of these figures, and for how nicely they're sculpted and the beautiful detail and everything. Honestly, such a great deal by Mattel, and these figures are fantastic. So like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.